Have you ever been frustrated, aggravated, knew what you wanted to do, but you couldn't do it on the outside, but on the inside you saw the vision? Well, this is the reason for this podcast. What's the name of the podcast? Well, we still trying to figure that out because the umbrella of it all, the brand is going before and beyond you. Acronym G baby. Going before and beyond you can be anything where you fight that internal thought, like the acronym, not the acronym, like the African proverb said, if there's no enemy on the inside, the enemy on the outside can do you no harm. So if there's no enemy within, whatever you want to do on the outside, it's to the maximum of whatever you can see inside your mind. So again, if you ever been frustrated, felt like you're stuck, felt like you wanted to do everything that was inside your mind, but on the outside you couldn't apply yourself, this is the podcast for you to be at. I thank you for joining me. Um, for me, I've had to go against that thought of not wanting to do something, but I knowing I couldn't stay in the same place. When I was young, I remember coming out of high school at a place called Cuthbert, Georgia, one Piggly Wiggly, one traffic light. I said to myself, I have to do something other than stay still, other than stay here, because college, applying myself, it wasn't something I could see myself doing. I was one that did not ask questions in class, so I did not see myself applying myself to go further and advance myself as being a young adult inside of school. So I had a person, homeless person, come across me while I was walking to somewhere, and they told me they could see me join the military, and I'm like, nah, not me. Even though I was in the RTC in high school, nah, not me. But I knew I had to go somewhere. I knew I had to go from where I was and at least put myself in another place as a stepping stone. And that's the whole topic for today. Going. The whole acronym is going before beyond you, but we're going to start with going. Have there ever been a time for you, would be something I would ask you to ask yourself would be, has there ever been a time that you wanted to go, needed to go, should have put yourself in a position to go, but did not do that? That's what you should be focusing on today. How can I take a step to go? Going. Got some notes, right? So like, we stop right here. Um, it can be something that's creating a podcast. I bought the lights, I bought the camera, I read the books, listened to the podcast, but then I find myself still not going. Like I made the steps to do other things, but I wasn't in the direction of going, meaning push and record. I couldn't do it. It can be something as far as getting back to school. You can see yourself graduating, you see yourself making the money for after you graduate, but it seems like you can't go through the steps of applying yourself. You can see yourself going to the gym. You can see yourself losing the weight. What you gonna have as far as the clothes, the outfits that you're gonna buy for the summer, for the photo shoot, but you still can't manage to get up. Again, you have to go. You have to start the place of going in transition. You have to apply that place to have that, what I call drive. You have some people, they lose the drive. They don't have the drive. They don't know what drive is. For me, it's in the acronym form. It's D.R.I.V.E. It's deciding, having that discipline to decide. You have to decide every day sometimes. Sometimes you got people that can just lock in and they keep that drive. But you have to maintain deciding to have the drive every day. So D, decide. How do you decide? I'm letting you know now. You can decide in choosing to have or choosing not. If you want to lose weight, you're going to choose to have that drive by pushing you past the alarm clock, past the snoozing 2 times, past the opportunity to have a temporary snack, Oreos dipped in milk, double stuff, that type. And it goes into the R. You're going to resist being in your comfort zone. You decide, then you resist being in your comfort zone. You decide to go on a journey, then you resist being in your comfort zone because you got to keep the drive, right? I see you got to, got to figure out what that vehicle looks like that you're driving, because sometimes we can have the drive for the wrong thing, meaning, yeah, I want to get to the gym, but I'm driving in my bed. I'd rather have that, so I can't resist because I prefer to be in the comfort zone of the bed. But if you want to be in the driver's seat, if you want to have that drive for losing weight, you have to have that drive for the gym, not the bed. So you make the decision. You resist the comfort zone. You have to improve. You have to improve along the way. There's been times where I've been on a journey. I've had a goal that I set out, and I didn't allow myself to improve because I was on my own understanding. I thought I was going to be able to do it the way that I wanted to throughout the whole process. You can't. Like, there's going to be an opportunity for you to see your new regiment, your new ritual, your new habits, and you have to be able to adapt to new discipline. Getting up after the second snooze may not be something that you can do anymore. You got to get up the first time that alarm hits. No snooze. Whew, no snooze. That requires a little bit more discipline. That requires you to improve. Not just there, but it's a setup for later things to come. And V, visualize. Now let's go back to improvement. But remember, the V is for visualizing. Um, you have to find yourself at a place of improvement. Read more, listen more, listen more, listen more, listen more. Because at times your emotions will take an effect to pull you back and see if you really are trying to resist, if you're really going to decide to have that discipline for the day. Because you can do something right 2 days out of the week and still not have a habit built. I've heard in 17 days it takes, 21 days of consistency it takes to form a new habit. However many days it takes, all I'm telling you, you start one day at a time of choosing, deciding to have that drive, making yourself disciplined and choosing to have that drive. Resisting one day at a time, resisting. Because you can't resist for the week, but you can resist for the day. Resist for the day so you can have that drive. Like I said before, is improving along the way. You have to maintain some way, some form of learning something new along the way and applying yourself with those new things along the way. It can be getting one word to broaden your vocabulary to be able to articulate new vocabulary in another way. But again, you have to visualize yourself being able to finish that race. Visualizing yourself to finish that race, seeing yourself at the end. I talked about it earlier about seeing yourself graduate. You can see yourself getting a diploma. You can see yourself losing the weight. You can see it. Sometimes we don't have that drive. We can apply ourselves in our mind, but on the outside, we just don't feel like doing it. We don't have that drive. You have to stay in a place of visualizing, positive, words of affirmation, thinking, positive energy, putting yourself around good filters, positive at all times. You're gonna have some moments where you might discourage yourself because you're in thoughts, but you have to keep going, deciding, keep going, resist, keep going, improving, keep going, visualizing, keep going, and then eat. Come on now, effort. You have to put yourself in a place to where you eliminate those situations that will pull you back in as far as temptation. So eliminate the temptation. Meaning eliminate. Get rid of. Put yourself out to a place where you clear the board. Where you just start allowing yourself to put more effort out there. Because you're going to be tested. Do you really have this drive? Do you really want to do this? But you got to eliminate the opportunity for you to be tested. How do you do that? Make yourself unavailable. If you're going to have the drive, you got to make yourself unavailable. So you have to be putting efforts in other areas. Like, if you want to hang out, instead of hanging out, I got to read tonight. Now you eliminate yourself from being tempted to being in the wrong place, wrong time, being in the wrong vehicle. Because you drive to the gym, you're not driving for the bed. So no need to be talking about sleep when we're trying to figure out how to get the abs, the back, you know. But again, it's a place where you find yourself having to make a decision, having to resist, having to improve, having to visualize, having to eliminate yourself from being available because you are going to be tested. It's called a driving test, a drive test. You're going to check yourself to see what you look like as far as in your drive. I've known people in the fitness world. I'm in the fitness world. And what they do is they accomplish the goal, but then they lose the drive. Again, you don't drive to your destination all in one day and you stay at that place the whole time for your life. It's temporary. So going to the cruise, temporary. Class reunion, temporary. But the goal that you had set, as far as fitness, as far as mental, as far as financial, It doesn't stop just because you reach one destination. It's along the way. It's temporary. You hit one mountain, go to another mountain. But how do you do that? You keep the drive. So if you get nothing else from me, you're going to have to keep going. And how do you keep going? You keep the drive. You got to go regardless. You don't have to fly. You don't have to run. You don't have to jog. You don't even have to put yourself in a position to where all you see yourself doing is walking. I just need you taking a step today. Just one step. What's the first step? Deciding. Then you do the same thing. Take another step. If all you do is show up, that's what going is doing. It's putting you in a place to show up. Going is showing up. Like if you're going to the gym, I don't care if your first day you go to the gym, sit in your car, think about the workout, and then drive off. At least you went. And then you grow from there because you improve along the journey. You go to the parking lot. You get out. You stretch. Then go home. Celebrate your wins for going. So you can be going to get something to eat and eating right. You show up for that meal. You get that plate. You decide on it. And then you improve by eating a full plate. Whatever it may be. You visualize yourself still losing weight. Still gaining gains. And then you eliminate yourself from being in a place of temptation. Because you will have an exit strategy. It might be a phone call of accountability. It might be a text message. It might be a song or a podcast that you hear and say, hey, get out of there. But along the way, you're going to have to keep that drive. Because when you stay in a place to drive, you're going to see yourself you're going to see yourself available to keep going. And all I want you to do is keep going. Hang in there. One more step, one more step, one more step. Each step is going to get you closer. So, again, you got it from me. You got to hear this podcast. What we calling it? I don't know yet. I got two names. I'm going to give you a portal. I'm going to give you a poll later on. A couple episodes down. And we're going to go from there and figure out the name. But if nothing else, we're going to keep going. The umbrella going before beyond you, it's about getting past those thoughts internally. Externally doing things on the outside. Not worried about the stuff that comes in the inside to attack you. A lot of times we find ourselves in a place of just being stuck in our mind. Not because we're physically stuck, but we're stuck in our minds. We have analysis paralysis. We learn all these things. We listen to all these things. And we still don't find ourselves going anywhere like we really want to. So, I charge you. It's not a challenge. I charge you. I ask of you. I submit to you. Allow yourself to write down, make it plain, what drive do you need? Have you been in a position to drive with the right vehicle? Again, the example would be, if you're trying to lose weight, you should be in the mind of having the drive for fitness, not the drive of the comfort zone of being at home in the bed, because you're not going to drive too far. You're going to stay in the same place, car parked, no drive needed. So I feel good. I showed up today. Podcast 1 out the way. Going to the next one. Being consistent is what we're doing. And until the next episode, keep going. Yeah. Keep going. Don't stop. Your coach, G baby, Ladell, going before beyond you is what we do. Internally and externally. Stay positive.